Harley Davidson's got something brand new from the ground up that you're definitely going to want to take a look at. How's it going today, folks? My name is Peoplz, and welcome back to my motorcycle channel. Now, as always, if this is your first time here and you love motorcycles, just want to learn about motorcycles in general or just one model in particular, I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button right there so you don't miss anything, because sooner than later, I'm probably going to be talking about a motorcycle you're interested in. But today, I'm going to talk about something that is new for the ground up with the new rider or the transitioning from sport bike rider that Harley has in mind. This is the brand new from the ground up Nightster 975. Okay, folks, now that you've had a good look at this motorcycle, let me go a little bit in detail. First off, this bike echoes Harley Davidson's focus on power and performance. And this is new thinking for them. There's something totally radical and different with this motorcycle than pretty much every other Harley Davidson out there. Let's start with the chassis. As you can see right here, this uses a tubular frame design in the front and rear, and it actually uses the motor and transmission as a stress member to connect the two together. That makes this motorcycle very light and very maneuverable, especially for your new riders and your smaller stature riders. So it's going to be easy to handle and move around. But it makes this bike, like I said, very comfortable ride, and it gives it very precise and nimble handling. Now that's just the frame and the chassis of it. Up front, we're going to use 41mm conventional style forks, but they're going to utilize Showa's dual bending valve technology in the front, and they're going to use coilover direct action shocks in the rear. At the heart of this motorcycle is Harley Davidson's new state-of-the-art Revolution Max 975. Now, this is a completely water-cooled motor, and it utilizes Harley Davidson's variable valve timing technology, which is the same technology that's found in the Pan America and the Sportster 1250S. It produces 90 horsepower, 70 pound-feet of torque, and it still gets 52 miles to the gallon, so it's very economical. But when it's mated with the 6-speed transmission, this bike is a rocket ship. It only weighs 481 pounds, so let's see, 90 horsepower, 70 pound-feet of torque, 6-speed transmission, only weighs 481 pounds. I couldn't really find 0 to 60 times on it that I thought were accurate, but you do the math. I guarantee it's right around 0 to 60 in 4 seconds or maybe a little bit less. Now you're going to get a lot of things with this motorcycle that you really don't see a lot of other manufacturers doing with what's considered their entry-level motorcycles. I mean, case in point, as advanced of a braking system as this motorcycle has. Right up front, this motorcycle utilizes a massive 320mm brake rotor. And now that's mated to a Brembo 4-piston brake caliper. And in the rear, a 260 millimeter brake rotor, and that's also mated to a Brembo dual piston brake caliper. And all these systems and components are all tied together by Harley Davidson's very advanced anti-lock braking system, and it utilizes a lot of smart rider features like engine braking, traction control, and drag torque control. Now, all these components and all this technology combined is to make this bike very user-friendly. And that's real important for a lot of you new and inexperienced riders. Now, like I said a few moments ago, Harley Davidson is going to give you a lot of things on this motorcycle that you really don't see on many other, if any, entry-level motorcycles out there. You're going to get anti-lock brakes, which I'll be honest with you, a lot of bikes have that, but this one also has traction control, which you don't even see a lot on very expensive motorcycles, but it's also going to give you 3 electronically controlled rider modes. Now, this is in normal road mode, but you push the mode button on the right side on the throttle, and then you go into sport mode. And what that's going to do is going to give you 100% of the power delivery. It's not going to dial it back any at all. Another push of the button and you get rain mode, and what that's going to do, it's going to take away some of your power delivery. It's also going to amp up the traction control and your anti-lock brakes. But these are some of the features that Harley Davidson is giving you on an entry-level motorcycle, you know, with focus on performance and rider safety. So what do you think? I think it's a great bike. It's hitting the mark on what it's designed for, and it represents a lot of, you know, advancements that make me excited for the future of Harley Davidson as a motorcycle manufacturer. It's utilizing a lot of things that you don't see in Harley Davidson, and it's making a lot of strides. And like I said, that's making me excited for the motorcycle, you know, company. As far as this bike, I think it's great for what it's designed for. New riders in mind, very limited experience riders, or riders who are transitioning from, let's say, other brands to Harley Davidson, or coming from sport bike and going to a cruiser. I think this is going to be, you know, beneficial and satisfy all those demographics. It's not really a distance bike, which is what I'm used to, but it's great for zipping around town, commuting back and forth to work. It handles beautifully. I've ridden this bike, so you can definitely take it on the back roads. Like I said, as far as a commuter bike, I mean, the bike is very light, very nimble, whips in and out of traffic real easy, and it gets 52 miles to the gallon. And in this day and age with gas prices the way they are, I think you could see the benefit in that. So it's definitely going to do that. But like I said, as far as the brand new or limited experience rider, it's a very easy bike to ride. It's a very fun bike to ride, and there's a lot of safety and technology to keep that rider safe. And like I said, I'm kind of excited for Harley Davidson because they're putting things on this motorcycle that you don't see on a lot of big expensive bikes, and they're putting on an entry-level bike, and I don't really see this on that anybody else is doing on an entry-level bike, and I could be wrong. I mean, you get things like advanced anti-lock brakes, massive brake rotors, a top-notch company doing the braking system for them, the braking components, but you're also gonna get things like rider modes, track control, things like, you know, engine braking control, torque control. All these features are designed is to make this bike easier to ride, a lot safer and more manageable, which is, like I said, very, very beneficial to a lot of brand new and inexperienced riders. So, like I said, they're definitely hitting their mark for that one. So, I think it's a great bike. I've ridden one of these. They ride and handle beautifully, and I'm very experienced. So I know what rides good and handles good, and definitely what doesn't. I've ridden a bunch of those bikes. But like I said, don't take my word for it. I invite you to go into a local Harley Davidson dealership, and if you're motorcycle endorsed, you know, take one for a spin. You know, riding is believing. I'm a firm believer in that. Like I said, I think you're gonna be very impressed by what this little bike can do. So what I'm gonna do is, like I said, as always, I'm gonna put a link in the description to Harley Davidson. You go to your locator and you find the closest Harley Davidson dealership, and you pay them a visit. And like I said, you'll enjoy the bike. It's a good bike. Also in the description, I want to put a link to St. Charles Harley Davidson. I want to thank them for giving me the opportunity to show this bike. And as you can see, They have a massive inventory, and you know how that is right about now. They're in the Midwest. Like I said, their largest dealership in the Midwest, and definitely #1 in St. Louis. But like I said, check them out. Their link is in the description to their website. And I'm also going to put a link to my website. I got a lot of new material out, a lot of new merchandise. So check it out. You know, hats, t-shirts, everything. So check that out as well. But like I said, come to the end of the video, and until you see me again, let's ride again soon.